Hello, I am Alfredo Behrens. I am your coordinator for the area of soft skills with the Global MBA 2020 of IME Business School with the University of Salamanca. I would have loved to get you all together online simultaneously, but we are all very busy and it probably won't work. So here we are, using some kind of method of distance education to coordinate our area. Now, why is it that I have focused on this? What are we talking about? Well, this is the list, a partial list of the subject that we will be dealing with. They are all very important, but we have to be careful to make sure that there is no overlap between what we say. There are several organizations that have already spotted that this is a very important area for MBAs. We are competing in it and we have a head start. Now, I think it is very important not only to differentiate ourselves from other MBAs, but also because much of what is being taught at MBAs has been commoditized. Very important areas of the MBAs are now being taught in the same way, with the same textbooks, same examples, same fare. What we can do is much better and different, and certainly more useful to our students. So what is it that we have in mind in order to do? We have to do it very conscientiously, very conscientiously, because we only have one go. These are young students that come to us to make sure that they will be able to succeed in life. So we have to be very careful with the methodology, observant in the methodology really. We have to have class plans delivered in time. We have to have adequate content, both to what they expect and what we know they will have in the future. And of course it has to be useful, not only useful next month, but useful, say, in the next 2 to 5 years for them. So we have to tailor our content to that, conscientiously, make sure that we observe the methodology, that we adapt the content, and that we make sure that it is useful for them. Now, because we're dealing with people mostly, there is a substantial opportunity for overlap that we want to avoid. We don't want to waste their time nor our efforts. There are two main areas here where there is a chance, big chance of overlap. One is between mine, Esther, and Susanna's. Why? Because I teach leadership. Susanna teaches team building and effectiveness. There is an opportunity there. Also, Esther teaches communication and feedback. Again, teamwork, team building, effectiveness. There is a chance. So we have to make sure that we speak to each other, that we write our class plans in time so that we can spot the possible overlap and avoid it altogether if possible. There is another chance for overlap, and it has to do with Murray's and Magdalena's effort here. Murray teaches mostly in the area of ethics and compliance. So ethics, is difficult, so one would presume that the students already come with it. But what we have to make sure that they understand is that the real world is pretty fuzzy. It's pretty gray, it's not black and white. And that there are trade-offs in the ethical behavior. Not that we want to incur into unethical behavior, but you see the trolley example is useful because it makes us understand that sometimes we make choices that are very hard and they have to be made. And then, of course, there is a law to be observed, but we can't only behave according to the law, can we? We need an ethical framework of behavior. And this is where Magdalena's effort comes in as well, because she is dealing with social responsibility and what corporations should be doing rather than pursuing only financial success. There are other issues that they have to deal with that society expects from them. And it might not be a question of selling more, but perhaps in selling how, selling what, and setting limits to the behavior of corporations beyond those of compliance. And of course there is the issue of checking. It is not your cup of tea, but we have to assess. And this happens usually through exams. And I need your help in this, because basically it's only you that knows exactly what happened in class and what it is fair to ask from the students and what it is fair to expect them for as an answer. So this is why I need you to provide exam questions. This is something that you can sort of write on the side as you're planning your class and say, well, this is a topic that I must make sure that they know. And once you've given the class, you have a fair idea of what they've understood and what alternative answers they may come up with. Some of them correct, others not. So I need you to help me out with this. I will be doing the correcting this year, but I need your questions with your answers. Not only the correct answers, but I need you a couple of alternatives that we can actually assess the students and how much they have learned. It's not what you do usually, but I need you to do that, and it is crucial, really. Well, how well did we do in 2019? Very, very well. Thank you very much. We did better than most other areas in the global MBA. So we can't complain, but we can do a bit better. We see all our docents did better than the average of the overall global MBA, except for one of our docents, but I know exactly what happened and why this is it. And it doesn't show very nicely, but it's perfectly excusable. In all, we did very well, and we can do better. So how can we improve? First of all, timeliness. I can't coordinate properly if you don't hand over your class plans in time or your questions for the exam. So I need your cooperation, please. Be very, very careful on this. And then there is the checking. Well, it must be done, and also in time. Please, in time. Not at the last minute, it won't come out nicely. And the last bit is that I need you to teach what they need to learn and not precisely what you're best at. Now, that might not be what you want to teach, but I'm sure that you can tailor your classes to what they need to learn. You're experienced, you know what they will face, not 10 or 15 years from now, but in the next 3 to 5 years. Well, listen, thank you very much. I'm here for you for whatever you need me. I'm on telephone, or just dial me up. Use WhatsApp if convenient, because I'm always on it. And I will take your calls whenever I can. And otherwise, you can use my Universidad Salamanca email, which is there, berens@usal.es. Listen, I'm very happy to have you on board again, and welcome you, Magdalena, that you weren't with us last year, and perhaps you will need more coaching. Please let me know. But I am very confident that we have a very good team, perfectly capable of doing very well, even better than we did last year, which is not easy, but we must strive for it. Thank you very much, and call me whenever you can. I am Alfredo Behrens. Bye for now.